Yo, what up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to give your video or text a real sense of depth, color, and that premium look all inside After Effects. And look, like this is tough. I know you like this. I like it. I know you like it. You will need two third-party plugins, which will be Deep Glow and Shadow Studio 3. I'm also going to be giving you some other cool effects that you could put on your text to make it even look better. So, you know what? Let's just get started. Okay, so here on After Effects, I do recommend to use this font right here. I'll leave it linked in the description below because this font is pretty tough. Like this font makes everything look so good. Like I'll also include another font called SF Pro. This is the font that Apple uses. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create that cool depth text effect now. Okay, so the first thing that I do is go here to shadow type. I change this to inner. That way, the shadow is going to be inside the text. Then right here in opacity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down a little bit until I see the text. Especially with opacity master, this is what affects the text the most. As you can see, I'm going to leave it at 30 or 35. Okay, then right after, you go to opacity start, and I'm going to bring this to like 4 or 3. Then for opacity end, I'm going to bring this to like 10 or 15. Whatever you think looks good. You can just mess around with this. Then right after that, I'm going to go to distance, bring this down, and you can kind of see that there's kind of like this depth into it. So I'm just going to leave this at 30. And then for the softness, I'm going to bring this down, and that's pretty much it. But if you think that your text doesn't have enough depth, you can go to quality, bring up the sample to 50, and then resolution to high or extreme. This way, your text looks like it has more depth into it. Okay, cool. Now we have this cool depth text effect. Now, to make it even better, we can add a gradient color to it. So here in the effects and presets, we can search up gradient. Look for gradient ramp, which is right here. Drag it in. Besides gradient ramp, there are other effects that you could use to make it even more colorful. But for now, I'm just going to stick with gradient ramp. So what you're going to do is you're just going to select your favorite color. For me, it's going to be like light pink. Then the end color will be orange. And then right here at the start of ramp, you want to change this and put it at the beginning of the H right here. And then at the end of the ramp, you want to put it at the end of the text. You could also just move this around with your mouse as well, as you can see. And there are other ramp shapes that you could use. Okay, right after you're done just finishing the whole gradient ramp effect, what you want to do now is just drag this effect on top of the Shadow Studio 2 effect. This way, it will only affect the depth color, if that makes sense. I can't really explain it, but stacking this on top will kind of put the colors in the depth, if that makes sense. I can't really explain this very well, but yeah, honestly, this is pretty cool. But we're going to go here on effects and presets again and search up for Deep Glow. Once we search up Deep Glow, you can just drag it here in the very bottom. You could also drag the Deep Glow effect into the middle to see how it would look like, or the very top to see the type of effects it will create. So personally, I think having the Deep Glow in the very bottom is the best because you can still kind of see that depth into the text. Because if you move it to the middle, it kind of disappears. If you move it to the top, it just looks really weird, and we don't want that. So very bottom looks much better. You could also animate the gradient ramp if you want to. Here you can kind of see that I created a cool little animation here for the text. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you some other effects that you could add to this text to even make it better. So we're going to animate the text, make it look animated. But real quick, if you love editing in After Effects and you're into clean animated text, I made a preset pack called Text Animations to save you a ton of time. All you have to do is just drag and drop any preset onto your text layer and boom. If you're interested in this pack, check out the link in the description below. There you can check it out. Now let's get back into the tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to fully open this whole entire text layer. From here, we're going to go to animate, then click on position. Under animator 1, you want to click add property and click opacity. Then you want to open up range selector 1, and you just want to put a keyframe for the start. You want to go down to advanced and change based on to words. Let me show you an example of how based on characters would look like. This is how it would look like. It looks all right, but it could be better. So if you change this to words, it will only affect the words now. Right, so as of right now, your layer looks like this. There's no animation going on. So from here, what you want to do is you want to go to opacity, lower this down all the way to 0. Then you want to change the position to 50 or 45. And now when you play it back, you can kind of see that there's a little text animation happening. And then you want to easy ease this to make it smoother. Copy my speed graph. You can also add motion blur if you want to. And that's how you create a cool animation text. To make it look more natural, what you could do is also add another position. Then an animator 2 will pop up here again. What you want to do is keyframe this. Bring this to the very start. Actually, no. Drag this keyframe to the very end. Increase the position to the right. Easy ease it. Fix it a little because sometimes it won't always be perfect. Copy my speed graph. And now if we replay it, it looks a bit more natural. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have an outro, but if you learn something new, then, consider subscribing or something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.